Welcome to Crypto Campfire.
They'd leave the gun and take the cannoli, Mitch and the Professor, featuring special guest, Teklordz.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Campfire podcast. This is the Professor.
And Mitch.
And today we're talking with Teklordz. Teklordz is a full-time crypto trader, and he's been in this game quite a long time. And he's starting a new business, doing some travel consultancy. It's going to be a good time. So before we start talking to Tech, let's grab that crypto news from the Crypto Gent.
Thanks, Professor. Hello, Crypto Campfire listeners, and welcome to the cryptocurrency news in a flash with a Crypto Gent. The US Federal Reserve is launching its own payment system, and it's likely to come out in 2023 or 2024. Kaiser says Bitcoin could cross $15,000 this week, thanks to lots of the news coming out of China recently. The top rising coin in the last 24 hours is called First Coin with a 47% rise. That's the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent. Back to you, Professor.
Thanks, Crypto Gent. So Mitch, what's going on? How's the day?
My day is going awesome. It's a little insane. Yeah, there's been some happenings that were unexpected. But, short of that, everything's working out well. Got some work done on my son's car, and now I'm enjoying this amazing podcast we're doing. I've been looking forward to this all week. I went on vacation for a few days, and man, that was fun. I as hard as I tried and as much as I really wanted to, I guess I really didn't want to, because I didn't leave my phone aside and stay off of Twitter and, do my usual thing and embarrass my family. It was actually quite fun. I get a kick going to a restaurant or something, and I'm like, so do you guys take crypto? And they're like, oh boy, here we go. And it doesn't matter who the conversation is with. I mean, there was this guy I overheard, him and his wife, they were right next to us on the beach, and they were talking about investments. And I was like, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to overhear, but you guys mentioned something about investments. I said, what do you invest in? And they're like, oh, both of them, the stocks and, the NASDAQ and the Dow. And I'm like, oh, I said, well, what about cryptocurrencies? No, that's too volatile. And I'm like, really? So, and they're like, well, I said, what are you guys aware of? So we got on this long conversation about crypto, and my whole family just kind of got up and went out to the water. We're going swimming. You're crazy. So it was a darn good time, I must say.
It's exciting. I mean, crypto is one of those things that you hear people talking about something that could really benefit from their involvement in crypto, and you just want to tell them about it. It's such a cool opportunity. Yeah. You got to be in on this, guys. Come on.
Exactly. And that's what it is.
Even if you don't want to invest, just join the space and look at the tech and be ready for what's coming. I want to put your money into it. I get it.
Right.
It's make your own decisions, do your own research. And if you're not comfortable investing, then don't invest. But you should at the very least be looking at the space and be aware of what's coming and how that's going to affect your life, because blockchain is going to change a lot of people's lives, whether they know it or not. It's one of those things.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's all I did. And I said, I'm not trying to tell you guys you should go invest in it. I'm just saying it's something that you should probably take a look at.
Exactly.
And, and consider the potentials of what's coming and what's already here. So, keep that in mind. I said, that's basically all I'm trying to do, is just spread the awareness, because without awareness and without people hearing firsthand outside of a news source that has a different agenda, or outside of a government source that has an agenda, we, the actual people in the space know it firsthand. So where would you rather get your information from? Somebody that's in the space or somebody that's just critical outside the space? And I think that my choice would definitely be somebody from in the space.
Yep. And sadly, a lot of people's answers will be different than what they should be. A lot of people like just to get their information from the media.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, in any industry, the answer to that question should always be me. Where do I want to get my information? I want to find it. I want to learn it. I want to understand what's happening. I don't want somebody else to tell me. Maybe
this
somebody
is true.
tell me to get into it.
Right.
But then as soon as I come in, I want to learn that information for myself. But a lot of people aren't like that. We're different from a lot of people in that respect. But that's why we're all early in this, right?
I think the difference is when you're looking for information is really knowing where to look and what to trust. because there's so much of it out there. And to have somebody that doesn't have an objective, that doesn't have any stake in what you do or what you don't do, giving you an opportunity or an option to say, hey, there's a lot of stuff to look at, but look here, look here, look here. That little bit of guidance right there, suggesting something that's potentially more stable of information than what you would receive in other places, I think is the benefit.
Absolutely. We just got to spreading that education, and some will find it for themselves once you point them in the right direction, and some will need to be, fully guided through the process, but one step at a time, one person at a time.
Exactly. And speaking of information and the beautiful spread of valid information, Tech, talk to us, brother. This is awesome having you on the show. I've listened to your podcasts, and all three of them have been pretty intense. Actually the second and third one, your first one, I loved your introduction of how and what your intent was. And then moving on from that, the sharing of information from really a non-biased standpoint. I mean, it was just factual conversation that you had on your podcast and information that you were giving out. And that's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. And yeah, I try to remain neutral as much as possible, because when you mix emotion with currency, it doesn't mix well. So you got to stay neutral, and you can't really give advice on either way. So you have to, for me, remaining neutral is an absolute for me anyway. So, but yeah, I like to give the facts, and I do my research before I talk, and I just say the way it is. I speak my mind.
You did a really awesome job with it. I was really happy to listen to your podcast and see how the info was presented, and I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah, and I like to keep them short, like around the 5 minute. Around 5 minutes. It's for me. It's just that I really find that 140 characters on Twitter, it's not enough to express what I want to convey. So the podcast solution is perfect. So you can do a post a little longer. That's why I took that route. And also I was inspired by you guys.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
So how did you get into crypto? I know you've been in crypto for quite a while. How did you first discover it? We're talking about, educating people and pointing them into the space and all that. Were you already in the tech space and you kind of found it, or did you just happen to be told about it?
Well, my experience was in the telecom industry and cryptography. So when I read the white paper in 2009, and I didn't have a hard time to understand, although I thought it would be a total flop. So when I first started, I thought it would never work. I didn't believe in it. But I did mine some Bitcoin in the fall of 2009. But it was a love-hate relationship all the way to 2014. So I was pretty ambivalent regarding crypto. I thought it would never work. But in
it was a stretch, right? But it's crazy how it ended up.
In 2014, I have a friend that asked me to do some work on the computer and graphic design, and I said fine. He said, "Well, I'm going to pay you in Litecoin. Is that okay?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So I knew Litecoin was another decentralized blockchain, and was a sort of a copy of Bitcoin, but faster. So I accepted the Litecoin, and I did the work, and I kept the Litecoin. And, but I really started getting involved or more active around the fall of 2016, when Bitcoin was hitting to the $1,000 mark. So that's where I really got involved, or started to get involved. And then I got my friend to show me charting and trading and because I didn't trade up till 2017. I didn't really trade, but I started trading in 2017, and it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of nice profits there, especially with Litecoin. I did some trades with Bitcoin, but only on the way down from the all-time high. But usually I just traded the Litecoin.
Nice.
But it's a passion for me. Crypto has changed my life completely. I travel with crypto. That I was inspired by Antonopoulos, and this guy is amazing. And yeah, I travel with crypto, and I intend at some point to be a full-time crypto digital nomad. That means
That would be amazing.
Traveling the world, meeting all kinds of people, promoting crypto all over the world, and this is what I want to do. And since I'm retired, well, it's easier for me to just leave and do it.
Right. That's exactly what we want to do with the Campfire.
Oh, for sure. It's so what we want to do. I mean, just to get out there and spread the word and spread the positivity and, just the general, excitement and love that we share for cryptocurrency and for the space and for everybody in it. I've just, I haven't really ran across too many people that affected me negatively in any way. There's some out there, but they're few and far between. So, speaking of that, we all three of us here, you, myself, and the professor, we're all part of this this group of people that came together, and this family. And my question, sir, is how did you ever meet like Litecoin, Lisa, Kat, all of the people basically within our community that we're involved with? How did that relationship come to be?
Well, I guess New Jersey was the big central point. Before the New Jersey Meetup, I have never attended any meetup whatsoever.
Nice. I made the first one. Look at that.
but I was invited all over the place, but I turned them down. But for the New Jersey Meetup, I knew I had to go. I was supposed to be in Fort Lauderdale.
Taking out a boat.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
And I just changed my plans to go to New Jersey. But for the boat, I don't have any problems. I booked a flight to Tampa in October, and I'm going to go shop for a boat in Clearwater. So, yeah, it's just a little delay. So that's one of my dreams, to have a nice sailboat and to live on it.
That'd be sweet. You got to dream big, especially in the crypto space. I love some of the stuff you're doing. I love how focused you are on community and the people. I want to know, I'm kind of curious, since you've been in this so long, I don't know how much you've been involved in the crypto community in the beginning. I know it's shifted a lot, but in your opinion or your experience, how have you seen the crypto space / community evolve over the past several years?
Well, I think 2017 was a turning point. Before that, it was pretty marginal. The people in the crypto space were considered pretty much marginal. But 2017, that perception changed totally. 2018, we saw it was a year of deception.
Yeah,
and
right?
a lot of people left the space and will probably never return unless we go to 30 or 40K. Then they'll come back. And that's the the funny thing about crypto, is that the FOMO is real when you reach all-time highs, and you got to be careful. You got to understand the space. You got to understand the market, how the lack of regulations make it that it really creates an atmosphere of very high volatility and speculation. But I think as we go further down in time, When we reach like 100, 200, or $250,000 per Bitcoin, I think we're going to see a market, the markets stabilize, because we would have, we will have absorbed a lot of the story for the term shitcoins, and
No,
a lot,
that's a normal term now.
It's relevant in a lot of cases, though. It really is.
and
It is.
a lot of the fiat as well.
Oh yeah.
And I think we'll see a more stable markets. But until then, it's going to be very volatile. I mean, even if we go to 100K, don't be surprised if we flash crash to 50,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
In a couple
I
of
mean,
weeks.
that's how it works. So
Yeah.
it's still a really low cap asset until we start until we have a massive market cap for Bitcoin. I mean, I know Bitcoin's market cap is already like $200 billion, but
Mhm.
that's still $1 million
Pales in comparison.
Price a lot. So
Yeah, I was reading an article to have let's say we'd have a $8 trillion market cap of Bitcoin, that would give a price of $400,000.
Mhm.
So imagine the prediction of John McAfee of $1 million Bitcoin. Do the math. I mean,
right.
It's insane, the market cap required to have $1 million Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, it's a crazy estimate. And I think a lot of he's mentioned before that a lot of his prediction is based on the deflation of the dollar.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see, how that correlates, because if maybe $1 million in 20 years isn't worth very much, so we'll see.
Yeah, but I do see 250,000, no problem.
Oh, easy.
I do see it in a few years. That's not a problem. I already also found out that I had certain abilities with finding good deals for travels. And this is why I started my little side hustle. It's not really to make money, because I don't really require to earn, a salary or whatever. But it's just my way of promoting crypto use. And for me, travel is the best crypto use there is. Like you can book hotels, you can book flights, you can even book your car rental. So it's incredible, and there's a lot of companies are going to start to offer crypto as payment. We saw recently a big airline company, Norwegian, offer their customers to pay with Bitcoin for their flights. So other airline companies, are going to follow suit, and online travel agencies will do the same. I wouldn't be surprised to see Expedia offer Bitcoin payments within a couple of months.
They actually did. I actually bought a ticket or a hotel room on Expedia in, let me think here, May of 2018 or June of 2018, and then they took it away. I was on a vacation in South Dakota, and there was another place we wanted to stop, and so I jumped on and I found that Expedia accepted Bitcoin, and so I actually was able to book a hotel with that. And then I remember they announced it maybe 3 or 4 months after, I think it was, that they were going to stop. After
Well, I can guarantee you they're going to start again.
Definitely, exactly. It's funny when we see these cycles, like these companies. It's just like the people you talk about, the people that got in 2017 and then disappeared in 2018 because they couldn't handle the bear market. It's like exactly the same with the companies. They dip their toe in, they've got the feel for it. Okay, we got some Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin crashed, and now they're
afraid.
We got to get out of this, and they're coming back. They're coming back.
Yeah,
and they're bringing more with them.
I think they're all still just so afraid of the unknown. You know?
Which I get, but at the same time, there's so many options for payment methods now. Like, you can get paid in crypto and never touch crypto. So why aren't you, right? Like, it's another payment option. You're missing out on customers that you would have had otherwise.
I know a CEO that pays their employees in Bitcoin if they wish to be paid in Bitcoin, and coders really like that idea, and because they know it's going to go up, and their work is going to be worth a lot more because the price goes up. So they really like the idea of being paid in Bitcoin, and that's the industry that gets the most paid in Bitcoin is the industry of programmers right now. So,
it's an interesting thing too. Like being paid in Bitcoin has so many benefits over just buying it. Because everybody says, well, like, why don't you just buy your Bitcoin with your paycheck? But I mean, there's not a lot of options out there for low cost ways to buy into Bitcoin. The fees are still pretty high in most places.
I understand that. If you know people who have a lot of crypto, like I knew people who had a lot of crypto, so it was easy for me to get some OTC deals.
Right.
Market price. So it was easy. I thought about starting an OTC broker business at some point, but I pulled out because it would have required me to travel way too much and way too fast. I don't like to travel too fast, but I almost did it. And it's a big industry out there, right? Yeah. The OTC industry is at least 70% of the real Bitcoin market right now. So not even 30% is acquired through exchanges and services such as, I don't know, Abra and others, Square. So most of the big buys are over the counter.
Yeah, it's an important section of the industry that there's enough people doing it, but there's not enough to have really good competition and get those fees down. So
exactly. But into the travel, I do it more to encourage adoption than to make money. So it's just my way of promoting the crypto reality, because it is a new reality. It's our future. The dollar bills you have in your pocket, forget about it. In a few years, there won't be any left. It's going to be gone.
Yep.
Everybody will do like in China and have their phone and just scan a QR code, and that's going to be it.
I'm looking forward to a lot of these changes coming up. I was at the bank the other day, and I didn't have my debit card to be able to make it do any kind of a transaction, and all I was trying to do was cash a check. And I said, so can I still do this without the card? And she's like, yeah, we can. I just need your driver's license. She goes, but we're hoping to come up. She goes, do you have Apple Pay on your phone? I said, no, I don't use Apple Pay, or any of those services. Like, she's like, well, we're hoping to add that to our application where you could just pull up your app, scan, and the reader could scan your app code, and then you'd be fine. And I'm like, well, you'd be surprised how fast that's going to be coming, So there's just so many things that are changing in the industry, and, so many ways that people don't even fathom and can't really even understand. So, this bull market of 2017, when we had the major bull run, how exciting was that for you? I mean, you say you try to keep emotions out of it, but how do you not get excited, which is an emotion, when you see your money go to an extreme?
I really don't have any real emotions. For me, it's just a game.
That's cool.
I consider it a game, and it is what it is. And no, but I do make calculated decisions, and risk to reward. So, but I am conservative. I'm not a high risk trader. Right now, I'm waiting for Litecoin to go back to 160 before I start swing trading again. Right now, the accumulation phase coinciding with the halving is not a good phase or a good time for me to do some swing trading. But when we hit the 160 mark, I'll start again, and it's going to be fun. So
let's fast forward Mitch's question 1 year. So how exciting was the bear market for you, buying all those dips?
Well, it was interesting. It's the last time I use Bitfinex, by the way.
Really?
I did have did send some Bitcoins there to sell, and I sold at different levels, and I bought back in at different levels. But that was the last time I used Bitfinex. I don't use it anymore. I don't trust the platform, so it's a bit shady for me. A bit shady.
There's a lot of them out there like that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
even if you know BitLord, crypto BitLord.
Yeah.
I saw a post. He was pulling his funds from BitMax. So yeah, if an OG pulls his funds from BitMax, it's got to
Something.
signify something, you know.
Right.
So me as a Quebecer, I need to use a VPN if I want to go on BitMax or any other futures markets because our government won't allow it. But
same here.
But I'm not. I do not trade futures at all. That's one thing I'm not interested in. I did try it. I did make a little bit of money, but I don't like the concept of futures.
Me either.
And I don't believe Bacht will be the factor or the deciding factor, to push us in a humongous bull run. It's going to be a financial crisis. This is what's going to, ignite the next bull run, like big time.
The next big thing is it's got to be, I mean, that's what else is going to cause people to switch over? There's not enough motivation for the average person to want to use crypto right now because they
won't have any choice.
But that's just it. Once the dollar starts to go, not even necessarily the dollar, but just the economy in general. Bitcoin is global. It doesn't matter what your local economy is doing.
But the most exciting thing for me about decentralized cryptocurrencies, it's going to bring all kinds of new other industries that will follow in the same footsteps. Like, for example, social media. In 5 years, forget about Facebook. It's not going to be there anymore.
Nope. It'll be replaced with a decentralized social media distribution platform.
Exactly. Fully decentralized.
Yep.
If your application is off on your phone, nobody sees you. That's exactly how it's going to be.
Yep. You are in control of your data, period. That's it.
Exactly. You want to share a picture of your cat, you share it. As soon as you close the app, nobody sees it.
Right.
So
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep. It's a weird concept, because we're so tied to the concept of servers, the server client thing. And it's, we're so tied to the concept of just having everything live in one place that's distributed to different people. And people can't understand the concept of serving your own content, and it doesn't really make sense in the current world with our level of connection speeds and stuff, but all that changes, storage capabilities and connection speeds increase so fast that 10 years from now, that's a totally feasible situation. So there's a lot of evolution that's coming, and a lot of it has to do with blockchain and a lot of it doesn't, but there's going to be some really, really cool shit in the next 20 years.
Yeah. And I even see decentralized government.
Oh yeah, totally.
In the next 5 to 10 years, totally decentralized governments.
Which is one of the concerns about Libra. I mean, like, Libra is positioned well to be one of those, when we get there. I mean, sort of, like the structure, they haven't really got any pull yet or anything. And if people don't use it, then it doesn't matter and they've got nothing. But what they've established, that structure of that Libra Council, is basically it's a decentralized government that could go global with very little effort. And as soon as a global decentralized government controls any sort of currency that's widely used, then they have power. How much power depends on how much it's used, but it's a start. So those are things we have to look closely at as we go forward.
They might launch it, but it's going to be their undoing.
Yeah, it's in one way, and in the other, it's going to, because it's not Facebook, right? Necessarily, like, Facebook's coming up with this, but the big thing is the council, which is like all of the different companies, where Facebook only has one vote. So it definitely could be Facebook's undoing. But that doesn't mean that Libra dies. Whether it's good or bad, it has potential to have big influence. And so we just have to be aware of it. That's all.
competition between decentralized cryptos such as Bitcoin and Litecoin and fiat currencies will go on for a while. Fiat currencies won't disappear, overnight.
No.
But decentralized cryptos will, eat away at their margin, and at some point will totally replace fiat currencies. So.
Yep. And like we've talked about before, there's probably going to be a period where we start to see governments trying to integrate existing fiat currencies with blockchain, basically just building their currency on a blockchain. It's going to be a ways out, but I see that being a potential, just using blockchain tech to run their currency. So it would still all be in the control of the government. It wouldn't be decentralized or anything like that. It would just be, using blockchain as a data structure to help improve the currency system. But I think that's going to be one transition period. And then after that, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
So just to kind of change things up a little bit, you completed the 7-day black and white challenge. What was your favorite photo?
My favorite photo?
Yes.
Do
you have one that really stood out?
From the one I posted, probably. That's interesting. Probably the first one. Yeah, probably the first one. The architecture, and that's in Havana.
Okay.
The architecture. I went there in January. Yeah, the architecture is simply incredible. So that's probably my favorite one that I posted.
Some of your photos from Cuba were amazing. I shouldn't say some, every single one of them. I mean, they were just, it looks like such a cool place. I mean, the colors and the culture and the architecture, like you say, everything is just amazing. And obviously, because of the embargoes and stuff, the vehicles and, I mean, it seems like an amazing place. I know you posted quite a few pictures. You saw a tornado on the way. I mean, how was that for a vacation?
That was nice. It was nice. Although I'm not going to go for an all-inclusive ever again. The food was not that great. And people, I mean, there was a lot of Russians at the hotel. The Russians don't need visas when they go to Cuba, by the way. So it's their go-to destination when they want to, get a tan. So there was a lot of Russians. And since it's an all-inclusive, I mean, these Russians would go at the bar at 7 a.m. and ask for a 8-ounce glass of rum. 7 a.m. Me, I'm there. I'm looking for my double espresso, and these guys they want an 8-ounce, an 8-ouncer of rum. It's like insane. And I've seen some people passed out on the beach because they drank too much. What's the use of going to an all-inclusive if you can't remember your vacation? I mean,
man, I don't know. Like, I like to have a beer now and then, or have some whiskey, but
I don't even drink alcohol. No. I don't mind people drinking alcohol, but if they abuse it, it's not fun for me,
Right.
That was the one thing, like back in high school, I wasn't really like a social kid very much. I didn't go to parties and all that stuff. I pretty much sat in my room and wrote code and stuff like that. But that's one of the things that I missed out on that I don't regret, like all that partying and stuff. I mean, it's never been my thing. Like, I like to have a good time, but I've never been one of those people that likes to go out and go shot for 20 rounds and see if you can walk in the morning. Like, I don't understand it.
I don't get it either. I don't understand where the fun is. I'm a control freak of myself. So if I go out someplace, I'm going to have a few drinks just because I'm a social drinker and I like to drink and I like to get a little bit of buzz on. But beyond that, I'm confident in my abilities. So I back off. I'm usually, when I go out with the guys, I'm usually the designated driver, because by the end of the night, I've had about 3 hours of water in me. So I'm ready to go.
There you go. I remember the first time I ever got drunk, I was like 24, 25. We were coming back from a gun show, and we went to a hibachi grill, and they had a thing called what was it? Some volcano or something like that. And you were supposed to share it. They actually refused to sell it to me because you had to share it. So my business partner, I was like, well, give a straw for him. We're making this a 2-person because I just wanted to have it. Like, it looked like it was a good thing. Right. And we started drinking it, and it had a little flaming Bacardi shot in the middle, which I stuck through a straw, which was a bad mistake. And then they like to spray the sake in your mouth out of the bottles. And Yeah, so it was a nice fruity drink. It went down real quick, and then I learned later it had like 8 shots of rum in it. So,
oh Lord.
Oh yeah, I had not a very good night. But
Right?
yeah,
Oh,
it
well,
set
that'll
my
learn you.
expectations. Yeah, did it once, and yeah, it was not very fun. So,
Right.
but vacations are good. Having a relaxation time is good in Cuba, but I don't know about 8 ounces of rum in the morning.
No, I don't think so either. I'm definitely, like you said, a triple. Give me a double espresso and, shot of cream. I'm good.
Oh yeah, experience.
Maybe
stuff, right? Go out and
maybe a
enjoy
Bloody
the
Mary.
craft.
All depends, but that's about it. I
I
think
want to
a Bloody
remember
Mary
the
is probably
vacation.
my worst.
And I want my pictures to not be blurry.
Right. Especially when you're looking at them later.
Yeah. So Tech, what was your favorite memory about Cuba? What was your favorite experience?
My favorite experience, seeing that tornado on the water.
Yeah.
And capturing the instant with my cell phone. It's insane for me to catch something like that with my cell. Like
Right.
once in a lifetime, And 2 days later, there was a deadly tornado in Havana, killing 3 people and injuring a whole bunch of people. And
I saw that on the news.
I was going back to Canada the day prior to that deadly tornado. So,
oh,
yeah, lucky timing.
Yeah, but that's probably my best memory of the trip, capturing the moment that. It's a water tornado. It hit the water. It didn't hit the land. It was on the water, but it was incredible. It was incredible to catch that moment with a cell phone. Probably my best memory. Yeah, and that's probably another good memory is swimming while there was a red flag on the beach.
Yeah.
The staff.
You rebel.
Yeah. The staff thought I was crazy.
But you're such a rebel. I love it.
I'm used to it. So
that's good for
just live in ocean.
Gotta go against the grain, man. Nothing's fun when you just go with the flow. You gotta go against the grain. Exactly. So what this is kind of a funny question here. What movie's theme music would play everywhere you go?
For me, The Godfather.
The Godfather. I love it. That's awesome. That's so fitting. Oh my gosh. That's so perfect. I'm so glad you picked that.
That's great.
It. Yes, it was. Oh,
now we need to get him a boombox.
Right. We're going to be playing that in St. Louis.
There we go. We just needed, Clint was wanting a playlist for the Bitcoin bus. I think we just.
Oh, there you go.
Just do that on repeat.
Yeah. So it sounds like, speaking of Clint. Oh, go ahead.
The Godfather is my favorite movie of all times. So
nice.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, he's the best.
Oh yeah. I make him an offer he can't refuse.
And the movie Apocalypse Now is another great movie. It's in my top 5.
Apocalypse Now, yes, that's awesome. An old one.
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
Yeah,
a lot of good actors in that one.
Gonna have to have an old movie marathon tonight, I think.
They don't make good movies like this anymore.
No, they don't. They really don't. It's sad. They just I mean, I'm not going to denounce the actors and the actresses of today. We got some pretty good talent out there for sure, but it's just different, I think.
It's what the people want is weird, and so people, it just shifts. You can see all the trends, and whatever they're making to fit the audience is just not jiving with what we want. So,
I think a good intro for a movie would be Clint Westwood on his scooter with the nuclear explosion background.
Dude,
that would make for an awesome, action-packed movie.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
The Litecoin adventure.
There we go. We're making a reality TV show, and Clint Westwood on his scooter travels across the world.
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, some of the personalities that we're connected with, the people that we're connected with, are just amazing people. I mean, I've never been so in-depthly involved with such amazing people. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I just haven't. I mean, I've met some pretty crazy people in my life, but I'm 50 years old next week, actually. And I can never remember meeting and being involved this deep with so many amazing people. It's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. It's so surreal.
Well, my view on it is that my decision to go to New Jersey was probably the best I ever made in my crypto
Same.
journey.
No question.
So that's where I saw really the family aspect, because it's like a family. The ties are so strong. It's beautiful. I mean,
Yep. I couldn't agree more. That was definitely the best decision I made too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
glad it went, and I'm so glad I got to ride with those guys. Oh my God, that was a hell of a road trip. Woohoo! That was so much better than any flight I could buy.
I drove down as well, but I was alone, so it was quite a long drive for me.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, that's probably the last time I do it alone. If I have somebody with me, if one day I decide to go down with Amina, because she's only like a couple of hours away from me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
We could be two drivers.
Sure.
Bad, because the New Jersey event will happen again next year. So.
Oh man, really? Oh, sweet.
I'm gonna have to
making plans now.
Yeah, I can definitely say it's going to happen again in June 2020. So
speaking of Jersey, did you catch my JonnyLitecoin impersonation?
Yeah, that's nice. That's really good. Oh my God.
Oh, that was so fun.
That's great. Now you just need to shave your head.
Yeah, right. I did that yesterday, and I'm like, because I had said something to him in a tweet back to him about a roast, and so I did that video and I put it in my little DM group with Clint and JMac, and JMac's like, dude, you got to DM that to Johnny, and I'm like, all right. So I sent it to Johnny in a DM, and he sends me back this laughing hysterically face, and he's like, dude, you got to tweet that. So I tweeted it. It was so much fun.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. Yeah, that's good great. Times.
So Tech, what was the last thing that you bought with crypto?
The last thing I bought?
Yeah.
My round trip flight to Tampa for October.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a good deal because I had a $50 travel credit that was given to me by travelbybit.com. So I used it and I found a really good flight. So it ended up costing like, I don't know, 217 round trip from Montreal. So it's like awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I like to find good deals.
We're gonna need your assistance. I hope we can start traveling quite a bit here soon.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Campfire events.
I can't wait to start helping you guys. I'll find you the best deals, and whether you want to pay with crypto or not, it's it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hopefully
we're in a position where we can, like, without question.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing it smartly. I think the professor and I are going about it in a way that we'll be able to let the Campfire itself monetize itself enough to where we'll be able to afford to travel regardless of what our investments are doing. To me right now, my time and my heart is all into the Campfire, and it's all into the space and adoption of such. So my trades are slacking because of it. My focus on the market slacks because of it, because my focus is elsewhere. So, that just, it makes it difficult to grow your portfolio, so to speak. And at this point, I'm just like, we're going to do the merchandise store. That's going to be coming up real quick. So I'm hopefully that the merchandise store and the tips and donations that we continue to receive definitely help keep things flowing in that direction, that we can afford to just say, hey, let's go to this meetup. Oh, let's do this. And then the world tour, that's our ultimate goal, is to go on that world tour. So a lot of exciting things coming down the pike, and man, it's so intense, and it's so rewarding to be able to have people such as yourself, such as our Litecoin family, such as our community that follows us, be able to be a part of it. That's the best part. The joy that we receive, out of seeing the joy that we give to everybody else. That's the win-win to me.
Oh yeah, and it's so amazing to be able to just meet so many new people and establish these relationships just out of nowhere. You know, we just started a podcast, and it's different here. You know, we've interacted before with tech, but sometimes we have people that we've never really talked to before. We've got some guests coming up that we've like never interacted with on Twitter. Like one of them, this guy, I was just scrolling through Twitter, looking for another guest, somebody just out of the blue. I think, in fact, we were looking for somebody that tweeted about XMR just for shits and giggles. It was kind of a random coin we threw out. Let's go find somebody from that community so we can reach to different sections of Twitter. And so I'm scrolling through, and there's this guy that's got this like super cherry 64 Cadillac. And I was like, man, this guy, I want to talk to him. So he's coming on the podcast. Like, we've never talked to this guy before, ever, you know, and that's one of several. And it's so cool to just start these new relationships out of nowhere, and you meet so many amazing people. So it's it's a cool thing. This is a cool place.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear that one.
Heck yeah.
Me either. Yeah, I listen to all of these, and I love listening to them simply because we miss so much of the podcast when we're doing it. But, you know, so you almost have to listen to it to absorb the whole thing from that experience, you know. And so, yeah, I always look forward to listening to our releases and the professor just does. This one's actually been really, really smooth. You know, I mean, we got some bloopers set aside for.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely going to be doing a blooper podcast with all of our crap. You know, that just kind of happened along the way, and I think that's going to be hilarious.
And I think it's the St. Louis event coming up. I would like to talk about this if I can.
Absolutely.
It's a very important event for if you can, if you're listening and you can make it to St. Louis on August 17th. All the information is available on bitcoinbend.io. And it's for a good cause. There's a charity, Kids in the Middle, I think it is.
Yes.
So if you can make it there, we'd love to see you and talk to you and share some incredible moments.
Yeah, there's gonna be some amazing people will be there. You know, I can't wait to meet all these amazing people we've been talking to. You know, you guys got to meet a lot of them in New Jersey, and I'm sitting here like chomping at the bit, like, God damn it, we're 2 weeks away. 2 weeks.
I gotta go. Right?
Where's
You're starting to feel how I felt when I went to Jersey, huh?
Yeah, you know that episode where you were reminiscing about going to New Jersey like a week before it started?
Yeah. And you were like, dude, you're already there. I said, I know.
You're not even there yet.
A lot of people are also asking, why I'm not going to the Litecoin Summit in October. Well, there's only one reason. I hate Las Vegas. So I don't like that city at all. So that's why I'm not. That's the only reason I'm not going, because I don't like the vibe in that city. But I'm very happy that all of you, all the people I know that are going are going to have a great time.
That's right, man. We'll see you in St. Louis, and if anybody else wants to come see you, then they can buy a ticket and they can come to St. Louis.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. You know, I think as far as Vegas or the summit goes, I really want to be a part of that. But at the same time, we have other commitments that month, so it's just a matter of whether or not the universe will provide or not. It might be a last minute thing where we can actually pull it off, and I think that would be insane. But I'm not setting my expectations up there, or anybody else's for that matter. But I would love to go. Just to meet some of the other people that are in the Litecoin family that I follow on a daily basis that I probably won't get to see at this meetup in St. Louis. But we're so early, and so many opportunities are forthcoming that it's going to happen even if I don't go to the Litecoin Summit. So seize each minute, seize each day. Live it to the best you can, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it wasn't for the adventure of tomorrow, it'd be kind of boring.
Oh yeah. So one thing we just kind of started doing, we got the idea from the Rec Podcast guys. We are taking suggestions from every guest that we have on our shows of what token we should buy. We started a bag, so to speak, for
gem
the podcast.
Token.
Yeah, our gem token. what we're doing is we're buying $10 of a different token every time we have a podcast. So we're taking your suggestion. It doesn't matter if it goes to zero tomorrow. We'll forgive you. What token should we buy $10 of right now to throw in our bag?
Yeah, Tezos, XTZ.
XTZ. Got it.
It's think of Ethereum 2.0. So
we are on it.
It's going to be big. A lot of my friends are into it like heavy. So I got some too. It's part of my bags, but
nice.
I don't want to give financial advice. But
no, that's not. This is more of a. Yeah. No, this is more of a just like a shot in the dark, right? Hey, if I was gonna throw $10 at a coin just to have fun with it and see what happens, what would you suggest? That's all it is. It's not about, hey, where should I invest this $10? Because chances are I'll drop more than $10 running down a street. You know what I mean? So
exactly. We'll give it a shot. If it 100x's, then sweet. If it goes to zero, then so what? Not a big deal. But it's more
awesome.
for fun, for excitement, to get some variety, because we all have our coins that we like, and we all get in our little zones. And so we like to get that little outside perspective sometimes. It's really awesome.
Sure. See what happens. Cool, Tech. Yeah. Hey, this was a great podcast. We really enjoyed having you on, and we look forward. I know I do, and I'm damn certain the professor looks forward to seeing you in St. Louis. Definitely enjoying some conversation there for sure.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to bring my laptop this time though, because I missed it when I went to Jersey. I didn't bring it, and that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
I'm bringing mine.
Yeah. Right. All right. I'll bring mine too.
All right. Do you have a laptop, or do you just?
I do. Come on.
You barely got a smartphone.
I know. I do everything on my smartphone, but you know what? I got a laptop. I can't help it. My smartphone's that smart. Damn.
I know, right? If you want a dumber smartphone, then you'd have to have a laptop. Whatever.
Exactly.
All right, man. Tech, it's been a great episode. We're really glad you came on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. We will talk to you soon.
Sounds good. We'll see you in St. Louis.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, Tech.
Man, that was amazing. He's so awesome.
Oh, he is.
He's an OG, literally.
Oh, for sure. You could sense it. You could feel it just in his energy.
Oh yeah, but he's like so humble about it. He's not on Twitter all day being like, "Well, fuck you guys. I was here since."
Right.
He's just out there talking to people like, just like they got in at the same time he did. He just equals with everybody, and he's just sharing information and really trying to help get people absorbed into the crypto space. And he's doing a great job at it.
Right, and I think everybody that we're connected with, everybody that we're involved with, in that family, in that same group, all are the same way. We're all so much about everybody else. We're not so much about, oh, well, I did this, or well, I can do that. This is about, well, okay, so yeah, you guys take a look at so-and-so, or take a look at Kat, or take a look at, JMac, or take a look at Clint Westwood, take a look at Litecoin Lisa. We're all about promoting each other. And I think that's, instead of having to self-promote, I think that's just, it's very generous, very awesome. I don't know the right word for it.
Inspiring.
Yeah,
almost.
There you go. There you go.
They're so selfless.
Yeah.
There's so many selfless people in the crypto community that it blows my mind daily.
Think about that word. We're in a trustless environment when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to blockchain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think about that in the other sense of being a selfless environment, being in a selfless situation where it's not about putting you above others. It's about putting others above you. Someone threw out on Twitter, it was Peru, threw out on Twitter, Mitch, you're number one. And I'm like, as awesome as that sounds, I don't see it that way. You guys are on the pedestal, not me, and that's how I truly feel. So it's crazy, the love reciprocated when you can actually put it out there.
So, you start thinking about that word selfless, and then you start thinking about the way you just put it. And I can't help but see the similarities between the definition of selfless in that respect and the definition of decentralized. We are all comprising a system.
Right.
We are just nodes in this amazing system.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. This was an awesome day, man. This day just keeps getting Professor. It just keeps getting better.
We got some really good news that we wish we could tell you guys about.
No, we can't even talk about that.
Can't even talk about it. It's been an amazing day. Things are getting exciting. They just keep getting more exciting. We say it every freaking episode, and then I just continue. I'm like, we're not going to be able to say it got better again next week.
No, we're not. No. But it did.
It's crazy. But I'm looking forward to St. Louis. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, St. Louis is going to be sick.
Man, it's going to be so great to finally meet these people in person. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing trip. I don't know. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait, one last thing, my partner of mine.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday, the professor says, "Hey, Mitch, I need a picture of your face. I need a picture from the neck up of your face, maybe showing a peace sign or something." And I'm like, all right, I'll bite. So I sent him 2 pictures of me showing a peace sign, right? Then finally, the third one was kind of a fuck you picture with my middle finger showing in a goofy face, That was supposed to be for him. Next thing I know, he's got me on this freaking T-shirt, flipping people off, and he's selling this shit on eBay. What are you doing?
No, it's not actually on eBay. I was being you missed the sarcasm there?
Etsy. I guess I did miss it.
Did you think I was actually selling that T-shirt?
Yes.
No,
you said something about a charity or some shit. I was like, what?
I was just being a smartass. No, I'm that Crypto Gent T-shirt that we made?
Yeah.
So I made one for me because I have those stickers that I had made for Telegram.
Yeah.
So I've got a sticker with the sunglasses on of me that I turned into a T-shirt that exactly matches the Crypto Gents, but it says the professor and it's my little cool sunglasses sticker. So I needed a picture of you throwing a peace sign because, like you say, peace at the end of every episode, right? So it's kind of your thing,
right?
So I reached out to my guy who did the stickers for me, and I'm having him make a sticker of you with the peace sign so we can turn that into a T-shirt, so we can have like a little series of 3 of us.
Okay.
So no.
So the middle finger one was just a fun one then. You didn't really do that one. Okay.
I was going through the pictures and I was like, oh, there's a good peace sign. Oh, there's a better one. Oh, there's a fucking finger. So I was like, I stuck you on a T-shirt and sent you a picture of it, but no, I just sent it to you.
Okay. Phew.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, you're not being sold on that. So don't worry. I was being.
You just made my day. Thank you. I was like, damn, for $25, come on.
Oh, no. I was kidding.
Oh shit. So on that note, guys, thanks for showing up today. Thanks for listening to the podcast. We really hope you enjoyed it. We know we did. We really enjoyed talking to tech.
That was a good one.
Keeping this shit real is what we're all about. We do this for you guys and we hope you enjoy it. Keep up the retweets, the tip logs, all that stuff. We really appreciate all that. All the support you guys give us every day. Keep it coming, man. And we'll do our best to keep it coming back at you. So have a great day. You guys take care. We'll see you soon. We'll see you on Twitter.
Take it easy.
Peace.